in TV.
Radio in TV.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I'm a relationship hack.
Run up and get touched up, suicide. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail. Run up and get touched up, suicide, that's it. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail.
How's it going down? It's really going down. How's it going down? It's really going down. It's really going down.
I just want you to hear the record that you can't have. Oh no, it's out there somewhere. That's what it's about. Yeah, it's everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the Zo Up Morning Show back in the building. Today's topic, man. Today's topic is going to be crazy. But we can't get to the topic until we take care of a little business. Give me this stop. Jesus. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The relationship dismount. Wowzer. It's here. Look at that. I'm so excited. This has been a long time coming. It took me like 6 weeks to write it, but it took 3.5 years to cultivate it and develop it and expand on it. So this is my proof copy. So it's not the one, but it's telling me this is going to be a powerful book. The physical copies will be here in about 2.5 weeks. It's at the printer. We're excited. So please spread the word. Pre-order your copy right now at iamzowilliams.com. And I would urge you guys, if you want to read it right now, go to Kindle, Amazon Kindle. As a matter of fact, you got the page? Amazon Kindle right now. This is the #1 new release in divorce. The Relationship Dismount is the #1 new release on Amazon Kindle in divorce. It's only $9.99. Please, please, please go order your copy right now. And I'm urging everybody to please write a review. You know, we've got about 5 reviews up there in the last week. People are really, as a matter of fact, thanks, Dr. G, for your review. I appreciate that, man. Dr. G is a real G, too. He puts his review, and then at the end of his review, all of his books. Oh, and by the way, and by the way, go get these. Right? I love it, man. So for everybody that purchase, or for, I can't say everybody, I will say for the next 17 pre-orders of this, I will throw in a free copy of The Rebirth of Seeds, my first book. Right? So go there now, and I will send both of these to you. How about it? I am Zo Williams. I only got 17 copies of these left, so this is only applying to the next 17 orders. And I'll know by date and time. Hey, I appreciate everybody for supporting it so far. We've got a book here by Rashid Edwards. The Secret of Commitment. 7 Key Goals to Achievement and Transformation. Please support this brother. As a matter of fact, I love black entrepreneurship. Look at this brother. He said, I'm going to put a bookmark of me.
There you go.
I'm watching you. I know what you read. Right? Please support the brother Rashid Edwards. Also, come on, man. Oh, here it is. I see you, Doc. Man, talking to crazy. After 2.5 years of doing the show with us, the doc writes a book called Talking to Crazy. It makes sense. We fucked him up. And now he's like, you fuckers, I got something for you right now. Dr. Mark Goulston, his latest book. Listen, it's in October. That's when it'll be out. If you guys aren't hip to just listen, I promise you, this is a book you can't sleep on by Dr. Mark Goulston. The foreword is by Keith Ferrazzi. I mean, Doc, what's the other book I really like? The 6 Ways of... Yeah, I need to hear him. He's not listening. Look at this boy. Look at him. What's the other book?
6 Secrets of a Lasting Relationship.
The 6 Secrets of a Lasting Relationship is a heavy book. I need you to go support Dr. Mark Goulston on that as well. I got a lot of stuff to promote really quickly. Let me get through it. This sister reached out to me. She's from Houston. When I tell you this is one of the most useful human beings I've ever met, she's been a fan. What I find is the female fans of the show are really, really quiet and in the background. I'm not finna jump in there and have these niggas yelling and cussing at me. Nah, hell nah, right? But they're hella supporters. They're like getting information. And one of those sisters reached out to me in a very long, detailed, meticulous letter. She's out of Houston. She created a website that's so damn useful. It's a life skills website, especially for getting a job. The Resume Guru. Man, the resumeguru.net. She has created a specialized service to craft, to format, and to produce different types of resumes to get motherfuckers employed. And then she also teaches you how to act in the interview. She was like, don't be desperate. Don't go in there. Well, I know I applied for this position, but I'll take anything right now. Don't go in there breathing hard. Right? I'm telling you, I had a nice conversation with this sister. You got to go support. Go to her website right now and read all about her services and about what she does. It's incredible. And she's getting demonstratable results from her consultation. Please support her website, theresumeguru.net. Also, what is this? Kobe coffee. Listen, this vitamin coffee, first off, go to kobikaya.com. www.kobikaya.com. That's www.kobikaya.com. Coffee vitamin coffee. Bunch of B vitamins and everything. That's why I'm turned up. Oh! Go in there and support this brother too.
Always turned up.
Elephant. There it is right there. I'm gonna keep supporting these brothers until the wheels fall off. The black polo. Right? Elephant.com. Go support them. 20% discount for all Zo What listeners. Veronica Conway, blackmastery.com. Go support her. Hey, you remember that? You remember this, right? Freeze, this music.
Yeah.
Broadway and Dominican and John B and all them. It's crazy, right?
Correct.
Arise Hospitality, the Black Office Depot, the Black Office Max. Please continue to support them. What else we got? Oh, weed juice. Jesus. These are the glass bottles. This dude is trying to be the juice milkman. Go to weedjuice.com, man. Support this brother right here. He's doing big things. Cool water, watermelon ginger mint. He has a special for you guys too. What is his special? Order today. Apply the code. We live. We love. We juice. Now, we live is WELIVE. We love is WELOVE. We juice is OUIJUICE. We love, we live, well, we live, we love, we juice. You get 30% off today, man. Okay. Booty boxing, ass fighting. What is what's your shit?
They had you out on the floor last week.
I'ma be out.
Booty boxing. Go to udemy.com. That's udemy.com/bootyboxing, and that's free for Zo What listeners, because I don't want you guys to have any excuses not to be healthy. So go ahead, cop that, get that 8-week booty boxing home system.
And you promote what you got too. Come on, man.
What's up, my niggas?
You want to get on the mic or just going to start talking? Hey, what y'all doing? Get on the mic.
Man, I'm an MC. I don't need no mic.
There you go.
MCs, they need mics.
We in a cipher right now. You got the beat? Where the beatbox? No. Well, y'all already know. Much love to everybody who's been supporting. Much love to the Texas people who are just hitting me daily. The nigga shirt, Naga shirt. All that breaks down all the etymological roots on the back. For all those who know.
What's the website? Shit.
www.consciousent.com.
There we go.
CONSCIOUSENT.com.
Please support the homeboy, Tony Be Conscious. And before I get up out of here, I think I've promoted everything. I think everybody got hit up, right? Let me just make sure. Please go to Amazon.com and get the relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. I really need your reviews.
Can they buy it there at Amazon?
They can get the Kindle right now, the Kindle version right now.
Please do reviews, because when the reviews come out in the first 2 or 3 weeks, if you get 200 reviews, it bounces it way up.
That's right.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
Real quick, the promo code for the booty boxing is ZOWHAT Show. That's spaced, all space, ZOWHAT Show. No question mark and no the.
Please. Pre-order your copy right now. You're going to get a copy of The Rebirth of Seeds, the next 17 orders. Get at me. Now, today's topic. We about to go crazy. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, no fucks given. We'll be back at 2.2.
Altruism sometimes being harmful is a heretical suggestion that people will rail against. But there are times when altruism creates codependency, leading to a negative impact to those who depend on a person or even a service. People can also be taken advantage of in this state, leading to abuse, much like the type experienced by children mistreated by parents. Even empathy can be a useless emotion if you're someone who must remain level-headed. People working in the medical profession often experience something called burnout when they fail to shut down their emotions, while hyperempathy can create obsession and excessive tension surrounding the opinions of others. Altruism can also be exploited by those wishing to take advantage of others. Suicide bombers can be told to kill in the name of Allah, while people can be made to give up money and family for religion, especially prevalent in cults like Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses. Politics is also a perfect example of just how destructive altruism can become. Politicians regularly play on altruism in society, selling the idea that people should stick together. Then when democracy fails, the collective is blamed.
In 1964, liberals declared war on poverty. 50 years and trillions of dollars later, the results are in. Poverty won and America lost. The war on poverty began with pilot studies. These studies showed that liberal poverty programs increased divorce, decreased the incentive to work, and trapped victims in poverty. Liberals knew the programs would cause harm, but started them anyway. It's the same scenario with Obamacare. Experience in Massachusetts and Oregon showed that government-directed insurance increases emergency room use and increases the cost of health care. Liberals disregarded this experience and took a wrecking ball to our health care. Do you want to bet your life that it will work this time? Change your congressman, repeal Obamacare, keep your doctor.
Hi, I'm Rob Hubel from Welcome to the Jungle. You're watching T-Radio V, aren't you? Radio on TV. Terrible idea.
In TV.
You shut up. Use that one.
Radio V?
Radio inside of TV.
Oh my God, I love it.
Keep it locked. You are the bomb. Mwah.
What better way? What? I can't think of a better intersection than radio and TV.
Right?
Hey, T Radio V. Thomas Sadowski, what's up? T Radio V.
I love T Radio V.
Because we need more kids watching TV.
Hey guys, this is Chriselle Stiles. Hi, I'm Stassi.
I'm Joel David Moore.
I'm Frank Infante.
Hey man, this is Rich Ramon. What's up out there?
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Kyle Master, and you're checking out T Radio V.
T Radio V. T Radio V.
Hello, T Radio V. Love you guys.
Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
Why is a white guy like me co-hosting a black radio show? I think toxic relationships cause you to take poorer care of yourself. That if you can recognize danger, if you can pause, if you can take some breaths, refocus, and engage, you might be able to dodge a bullet that you're going to send or coming towards you. One of the things that men don't get is that often women need to vent first to clear their mind. So, talking about altruism gone wrong. Well, I'll give you a little taste of my upcoming book, Talking to Crazy. There is a chapter, it's called The Kiss Off and the Gentle Kiss Off. So I'm going to get a lot of interviews on this, I think. And what the gentle kiss off is, do you ever talk to someone, or you ever listen to someone, and they kind of vent and they use you, and you give them advice, and they never change? Yeah. Everybody got someone like that?
Yeah.
So here's the gentle kiss off, because, and it looks like this. Before they get you frustrated and you give them advice and they never change, and before it's like a 747 picking up speed, and before they get down the runway, about 10 seconds into it, you go like this: I need to stop you. And I can't be angry. I need to stop you. And they're going, what? I was just getting beginning. And so the gentle kiss off is to say, I've been doing wrong by you. And they're going to say, what? Yeah, you know, something that I've noticed is that when you talk to me about these things, you get stuff off your chest, you feel better, and then when you feel better, here's my buddy. What you doing?
And then when you feel better.
Like I said, thank you. And then when you, thank you. That was my Alzheimer's was going to take us to who knows where. But
you feel better when you feel better.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, you'll have your chance to rant. Anyway, but what you say to them, I need to stop you, because what happens is you vent, and then you feel better, and then you do nothing about it. So there's a word I hate to use, and it is called enabling you. So I am actually keeping you stuck by listening to you, and I can't be part of that because you are my friend. So I need to stop you and keep you kind of frustrated, angry, to the point where you actually do something about it, and I'm no longer going to play into this. And if I really care about you and I'm altruistic, we're stopping right here. Go fix it so we don't have to have this conversation again.
Wow. Today's topic, 0 fucks to give. Oh, God. I got zero
looked in
fucks.
my fuck container and found it barren.
It was barren. There are no more fucks to give, Father. What shall we do? Today's topic is going to be crazy, of course. Pathological altruism.
Where are the fucks? We are out of fucks!
Can the empathetic ability of the masses be used as a tool of manipulation? What does giving too much of a fuck mean? I'm just saying, can giving too much of a fuck be harmful? Can you hurt somebody by just caring for them too
I guess
much?
if you break their kidneys.
Wow, thanks for the joke.
I believe I hurt you
yeah,
by giving
sorry.
you way too many of my fucks.
All right, so let's go deeper. Let's define altruism real quick. The belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. Some may choose to work with vulnerable elderly people out of altruism. What we're talking about, is there an innate selfishness to selflessness? Some people, because I don't know a motherfucker right now that just give without some kind of payback. And when you talk about altruism, you're talking about some type of chargeback. I do this because it makes me feel good. Yep. To the point that you gonna injure somebody? Because sometimes doing is actually ruining.
Absolutely. Enabling what Doc just said.
Why do you hate that word?
Because he's a doctor. Let me finish with the questions,
Right.
Jeff.
I don't like doctor words.
I know. You don't get no prep time. You just come in, cop.
Start talking. Come in, just sit right down on the mic. So anyway, I told that son of a bitch.
Is there a discernible difference between benevolence and altruism? Is self-sacrifice a prerequisite for unconditional love? You mean, because they tell you, sacrifice, that's what altruism means. You have to sacrifice yourself. Now, let me give you an example of pathological altruism. Say you got a doctor. The motherfucking doctor is like, I have to save lives. Damn it. That's why I went to school. I graduated from Duke Medical Center. And I'm here.
Where'd you graduate from?
What's the voice?
Duke Medical Center. And nobody's gonna die on my watch. You understand?
Why? Where'd you graduate from?
I'm going to Duke Medical Center. I'm going above and beyond the call of duty here. You understand?
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
And so what'll happen is they'll run into a fucking patient, old, elderly, cancer. I think we should go in with a spinal tap. Hey,
that's what they taught me at
Duke Medical Center. And then it's like, hey, wait a minute. He's old. He may not make it. Do you know how difficult it is for anybody, let alone an elderly, sick person, right, to go through a spinal tap?
Not at Duke Medical Center.
Not at Duke, buddy. Right? So, you understand what I'm saying? There's this desire to try. There's always hope. Whereas the family, go in, you see the family, and the family's like, hey, we don't want to do this. Can he have this moment? He's already old. He's already sick. Can he have this moment? I'm telling you, you're missing out on an opportunity here that could possibly change his life.
And in the name of
Duke Medical Center, we never give up. We never leave a man behind, right? So pathological altruism could really ultimately hurt someone, right? Another example, Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood.
That bitch didn't go to Duke.
Right? No, she didn't. But in an effort to save the imbecilic Negro from himself, we need to prune away the leaves of stupidity from his people in order to save them. Planned Parenthood. Eugenics. Fucking pathological. You can't tell me she didn't think she was doing some altruistic shit. We got people out there who are injuring, hurting, damaging people in the name of altruism, but not really knowing it, because there's this need to feel needed, right? This need to be of service, and then you wind up doing some shit that's really detrimental to a lot of people. That's the setup for the show. Really quickly, Veronica is on the phone line to join us in this conversation. We have Veronica Conway.
Hello.
What's up, baby girl?
Hey, Ronnie Con.
Hey, what's up?
We got Veronica Conway on the line. She created Black Mastery. We've got Dr. Mark Goulston talking to crazy. We've got body fighting.
Hey, look here.
Booty boxing.
Booty boxing.
Booty boxing.
Your ass getting whipped Friday.
Asshole training. Right? We got comedian, actor Freez Luv in the building.
Yo.
We got motherfucking Geoff Brown, comedian, actor. Let's go in.
I think I'm going to go down to DMV and get my name changed to that.
What?
Motherfucking Geoff Brown.
Don't do that.
And when I get pulled over, you have to say my name off.
So you should be BLTN, better late than never.
Wow. Ba-da-da-da.
Okay, I'll get back in my corner.
Yes, thank you. So, where are the limits to caring, to giving a fuck? Freeze?
I don't give a fuck enough to answer that answer. No, I'm just saying. I think the limits are like Doc was saying. If once you start trying to help somebody, and you realize that they don't want your help, if you keep persisting, and them saying I don't want your help is one thing, but them saying yes I want your help, but then acting like you never said anything, you never tried to help, then you're giving too much. You have to back up.
Yeah.
Why? What is the point? Now you look stupid, and now you're starting to hurt yourself by I don't know if I'm saying it right. I
Just
smoked
say
a
it.
gang of weed this morning.
We understand.
But
that's natural
Without
for you.
me?
Hey, you were late.
Callbacks.
But no, it starts to become damaging when you're just rambling. You're giving on stuff. You're helping. They're not listening. Why do you keep doing this? Now you're fulfilling your own need, and that's not healthy for you.
Wow.
Two quick reasons why some people give too much. One is that down deep, you sometimes give to get someone off your back because you feel if they escalate, you're going to eviscerate them.
Wow.
So it's a way of saying you give to them because they're getting you so upset you want to smash them. You want to say to them, well then just go jump off a cliff. And the other thing is a lot of people who are givers on the outside, they have rage inside that doesn't go along with the way they feel about themselves. So down deep, if you know that you can be triggered into real rage and it bothers you because it scares you about yourself, often you will, I forget the psychological thing, but you will displace it or something, or you'll sub in giving as a way to stay away from a part of you that says, down deep, I know if I'm a good person because I have rage. I have seen it, and it is kind of in a corner somewhere, but it could come out and it could be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to keep giving because I got to counterbalance what I think is really me, which, by the way, goes along with people's feeling unworthiness.
Got it.
Because a lot of people feel unworthy because even though I'm nice on the outside, I have a rage inside me where I could kill and like it.
Wow. Listen, we got to take a quick break. Y'all hear the music. That's what the music means. When you hear the music, wrap it up. Got to go to break. But let me ask this question before we go.
You just said wrap it up.
I know. It's my
I
show.
am Lord Zoe. This is my show. Perhaps you did not see the name on the side.
Have the Duke removed from my presence. And have his lands turned over to my children. Anyway, what happens when no fucks to give, like I ain't got no fucks to give, actually helps a relationship? When we come back, the Zoe What Morning Show will deal with it. Holla!
Hey geeks, wake up! We got big news. I'm not gonna mumble this time. Geekscape, the long-running movie video game. Let me do one more. Hey geeks, we got big news! Geekscape, your favorite show about movies, video games, comics, and TV, is coming to T Radio V Monday, October 6th. And it'll be on every Monday from then on, 7 p.m. Until the apocalypse happens, we're all eaten by zombies.
In chapter 10, we talk about the difference between being embittered, embattled, or embittered. So, if you're embittered, of course you're holding on to things. You're resentful, you're resistant. If you're embattled, you're fighting. No, I don't accept that. I don't want that. But if you're open and you're allowing the process to unfold and flower within you and beyond you, you have an opportunity to become embittered. And chapter 10 goes into detail on how to stop being embittered, how to stop looking for the win by being embattled, and how to evolve and expand to a space of embitterment. I mean, it's an incredible work, man, and I'm excited about it.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Edie Don from The Real Talk Show. I want y'all to check me out every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Real life, real music, real sex, real everything. It's a real world. Check us out every Tuesday, The Real Talk Show, right here on T Radio V, radio, TV.
What it do is your man Money B from Digital Underground asking everybody to check out the Going Way Back show, your home for classic hip hop, raw and uncut. Join me
and me, DJ Always,
as well as Ty Teasy, bringing you the old school new news every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here
on T Radio V.
That's right, radio in TV.
T Radio V, radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
Sanger wrote a book entitled The Pivot of Civilization. In it is a chapter called The Cruelty of Charity, where she blasts programs that provide medical and nursing facilities to slum mothers as insidiously injurious. In the same book, Sanger called for the cessation of charity, for the segregation of morons, misfits, and the maladjusted, and for the sterilization of genetically inferior races. She also argued that organized attempts to help the poor was the surest sign that our civilization has bred, is breeding, and is perpetuating defectives, delinquents, and dependents. The Birth Control Review was Sanger's official publication for the American Birth Control League, and in 1932 she outlined her plan for peace.
The main objectives of the Population Congress would be to apply a stern and rigid policy of sterilization and segregation to that grade of population whose progeny is already tainted.
Often aggressive. In psychological jargon, we would say that the compulsive giver has alloplastic defenses with an external locus of control. This simply means that the compulsive giver relies on input from people around him to regulate his fluctuating sense of self-worth, his precarious self-esteem, and his ever-shifting moods. It also means that he blames the world for his failures. Compulsive giver feels imprisoned in a hostile and mystifying universe, entirely unable to influence events, circumstances, and outcomes.
Them teeth on one side,
I mean,
like them teeth over there.
This is crazy, right? And the reason why this is very important that we have this kind of show is because there are a lot of subtleties and nuances, right? The 9 people who were killed in North Carolina. Then you had the families come out and forgive, right? A lot of black people are disappointed with that act, right? I'm one to say that maybe there's a difference between forgiveness, right, and altruism. Now, just keep in mind, Altruism is a made-up word. Let's just keep the focus there. Motherfucker from France, just a couple centuries ago.
Is that the way it's explained on Google?
Yeah, just
Motherfucker from France.
some Alfred Kampf or some shit. Kampf, right? Just, I'm gonna make up a word, and it means to sacrifice yourself. Now, just keep in mind, because now we're looking at pathological altruism. Is that not directly in alignment with religion? Give up all your shit, sacrifice your life now for this other one that's supposed to come that you have no evidence actually exists. That's that over there.
Greater love hath no man than he that would lay down his life for a friend.
Right. So when we start looking at altruism and the belief in it, there has to be some separation from forgiveness to altruism. I believe forgiveness is this. Forgiveness has nothing to do with the person you're forgiving. Ooh. It has to do with you, how you heal, how you move past. So there's a lot of brothers in our community, and I mean them no disrespect, they just don't understand what forgiveness is. It's a spiritual movement for internal cleansing some shit out, some trauma.
Letting go.
It's not altruism, which says, I don't mind sacrificing me for you.
They don't know Joan of Arc shit.
It's not that, right? So we have to distinguish between the two, and when one is appropriate and one isn't. We have to do that. All right? Veronica Conway is on the phone line right now, and my guy, Jake, just sent us some very valuable information about Farm Aid.
Jake from State Farm?
No, Jake from the booth.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh, that's hey.
Geoff, I have no fucks to give for you right now.
And I accept that.
So, Live Aid, 30-year anniversary. Today, right? July 13th, 1985, about 75 different acts performed live for about 170,000 people in London and in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, an estimated 1.5 billion people in 110 countries watched it via live television stream from 13 satellites. More than 40 nations also held telethons for African famine relief. Now, niggas in Africa is still starving. This is 30 years ago. That's going to tell you something about pathological altruism. Where'd the money go? Because 1.5 billion, you should be able to plant seeds. Can we buy some seeds with 1.5 billion? Can we buy some lawn, some grass? Because there's a lot of dirt out there. Niggas is just sitting on the ground. I'm just saying. We could afford a lot of shit, right, with $1.5 billion. What happened? When you follow the money, you see the pathological part to the altruism. Oh, we were going to come together and we're going to help these people. Yes. And now we're going to take this 1.5 billion and give it to Ethiopian warlords. We're going to give them money for guns, and we're going to fund all these other little groups that are substrata of that particular government. And if the government is unstable and you give them money for aid, what they going to do? They're going to take that money and use it for their own political aims.
I need to get a new Cadillac, too. Not only guns, I want a Cadillac.
Absolutely. Get yourself a Cadillac. You deserve it.
You don't need a sandwich. You need to push me in my Cadillac.
That's what you
don't
need to
have
do.
gas.
You motherfuckers are lazy. That is what is wrong with you. Have you ever been in a barber shop in this country? It has 9 chairs. You know why? Because 8 of you are fucking lazy. It should only be one barber to cut all of these fucking heads.
Okay, Geoff.
Lazy motherfuckers.
No, Sinister Mephisto, guy who follows the show, had a great question. Is this some altruistic nonsense? Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Isn't that part of being patriotic? Is to sacrifice yourself for the good of all? Is it healthy? Veronica Conway, speak to us.
Well, there's a great thing out here called the drama triangle. And the drama triangle really describes a phenomenon that exists in families, that exists in organizations, that exists in nations, that exists in cultures. And so the drama triangle consists of a rescuer, a perpetrator, and a victim. right?
Mhm.
So the perpetrator and, is the person that is the one that is, dominant and aggressive. The rescuer is the one that's enabling. But they both are trying to control the victim, right? So once you step into one edge of the triangle, you step into all of them, right? Because the cycle just it repeats itself. So I think it's really important to understand that as a dynamic, so that when we understand that, things like Farm Aid, where you're going to rescue the victim, what it presupposes is that the victim cannot take care of himself. That's what it presupposes. That's why it's enabling.
That's good shit. Doc, and then Geoff. Hold your tongue.
Well, no, I think Veronica,
I love
always good to have you on. I think what's important is to figure out what the ulterior motives are of the why the need to control the victim. And I think part of it, and I talked about it earlier, maybe the need to kind of control them and give to them is to divert from the fact that you really don't give a damn about them.
Wow.
And maybe that aligns with a certain selfish motive you have that you don't want to make public, and you don't even want to make it private to your own conscience. And so maybe there's a way of giving to them and not giving them really what they need to get better, but giving them what you need to feel better about yourself, and the hell with what they do with it.
That's crazy.
So you just kind of in love with the Band-Aids that you put on bullet wounds. The only issue I take with this is, in the example of this Farm Aid situation, the giving just didn't make it to those who need it. Mm-hmm. The thin line is trying to walk. This person needs my help. Whether or not they do the right thing with it, who is that up to? It doesn't negate your need just because I'm fucked up in my giving. These people still need.
No, but if you didn't know that this has been going on for decades, if you didn't know that when you give stuff, by the time it gets to the people who need it, there's always something in between. That you need to do some due diligence and not be so naive. Oh, we're going to make a lot of money and give it. Well, it seems like this is a pattern that a lot of money is made and somehow doesn't make its way to its intended purpose. So it's kind of like, be aware of that before you start giving stuff that'll never get to what it was intended to do.
Does this radical altruism have a place in intimate relationship, Tony? Be conscious. Speaking to Mike.
Be conscious.
I see you getting ready to.
Yeah, he was about to doze off. So
right.
I'm glad you got,
Be conscious.
Be conscious, Tony.
Well, if you go back to the beginning of this whole experiment called America, when we talk about the white man's burden and how he came to America saying he was, we're going to go save the people. We're going to go save the Indians and the Africans, and we're going to teach them civilization.
Religion.
And we are doing something altruistic for them. But when they got here and they didn't really do anything for us, they did more to us. Every time you go to Goodwill in the Salvation Army and you give your clothes to them, you think that they're taking that money and they're doing something for the needy.
Well, let me say this.
But by the time...
Wait. You're making a great point. But I will say this. Salvation Army, they're probably one of the best charities out there.
And Goodwill.
They're probably one of the best. Salvation Army, I would give to the Salvation Army.
I've given
because
to
they're
them.
Probably one of the best.
But I've given to them.
They'll put their ledger out there for you. 20% of everything they pull in goes to administrative, but 80% gets to where it's supposed to go.
Right.
That's Salvation Army. Anybody else? I don't know.
I don't think the Goodwill does that. I done gave them so many clothes, and
they not in here. Why are you yelling at us?
And by the time,
fuck the Goodwill.
So I just stopped giving. I started taking my stuff downtown to Skid Row and just giving my clothes to people. Just giving them, because that way the people ain't skimming the money off the top. I didn't see a shirt of mine I gave to the Goodwill.
That's where I was going.
Selling in the Goodwill for more than I bought it for.
Okay, settle down. Jesus.
You mad about that goddamn shit?
Motherfucker
Go
mad.
back to something you said earlier when you said, where's the limit to altruism?
Yeah.
And the limits are when giving hurts you or when your giving hurts the other person. Because a lot of people give to feel self-righteous. There's many reasons why people give. They feel guilty. But like for me, back in the day, I inherited a couple of houses. And as soon as I did that, I had every homie wanting to live with me when I had my house. I had homies, oh yeah, what's up, dog? What's up, dog? I mean, seriously, I was literally running a hotel. Yeah. So then I sold the houses, and I had all this money. Then I moved into a nice apartment downtown. Boom, everybody was there. So when everybody's there, now I'm buying food for everybody every week. I'm spending like $300. Seriously, I was spending $300 a week on food for everybody. Some people I didn't even know.
Let's eat.
So what I'm saying, this was at a point though when I had just started to get into knowledge, and so I felt that I had a duty to help, to help my other brothers. But then that was the universe was teaching me a lesson. There's a science, there's a balance to giving, and so when it truly starts to become a burden on yourself, then that's when you have to step back and say, look, dude. Because you can walk past a ditch and see somebody in the ditch and help them out the ditch, but you don't got to put them on your back and then walk into McDonald's on your back.
They don't become your responsibility.
When my brothers become my sons.
But just remember, wherever there's altruism, there's a payback. And I think a lot of people are addicted to the payoff more so than they are the actual act.
But I wasn't looking for no payback. It was just brothers who was broke and they didn't have no money and they didn't have no clothes. And with the paper, I was just helping people. It wasn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't.
All right, listen.
I was helping them for them.
Listen, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation on bullshit ass altruism.
Ty Simpkins. Miss Danielle Basutti. Hi, this is Brooke Peoples. I'm Jocelyn Donahue.
Hi, I'm Keegan Allen, and you're watching
T Radio V. T Radio V.
T Radio V, radio in TV. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
T Radio V. Yo.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
Hey geeks, wake up! We got big news. I'm not gonna mumble this time. Geekscape, the long-running movie video game. Let me do one more. Hey geeks, we got big news! Geekscape, your favorite show about movies, video games, comics, and TV, is coming to T Radio V Monday, October 6th. And it'll be on every Monday from then on, 7 p.m. Until the apocalypse happens, we're all eaten by zombies.
Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
That true compassion with another human being, which is closely related to the ability to empathize, to feel the beingness of the other, to sense your way into the other, is also closely related to what we could call goodwill towards another being, benevolence. Confucius already pointed to benevolence as one of the most important things. He said, you're not even fully human if the faculty of benevolence, which is goodwill, they're really all facets of the same faculty, has not arisen in you. Confucius said you're not even fully human yet. So that compassion, the benevolence, the goodwill, the ability to empathize, to ultimately recognize the other as not absolutely other, all arises when the habitual and unconscious and compulsive labeling of others no longer operates. And that's where compassion can arise.
Before we came out, we were...
For example, so too much anxiety, too much anxious. Well, these ultimately related with extreme self-centered attitude. Just the opposite of that, more sort of concern, sense of concern of others' well-being. That mental thinking automatically open our mind. Then that reduces fear, distrust, gaining more self-confidence. That brings inner peace. That brings our mood more calm. So that I usually call secular way to approach these secular ethics. If you have religious faith, very good. You can add on secular ethics, then religious belief, add on it, very good. But even those people who have no interest about religion, okay, without religion, but you can train through education. So, religion, any religion, necessary. Respect the other who have different view. Consider part of we, part of humanity. My future also depends on them. So respect and listen their interest and tell them our interest and try to find mutually agreeable solution. That's the only way. Like the Palestine problem, both sides stand firm, then confrontation.
So healthy compassion. I think healthy compassion, Veronica, please weigh in, is compassion where you have no ego in what's happening. It's kind of like if you're think of how this feels different to the receiver. Let's say you're a coach. I'm a coach. Feel how it feels different to say to someone, "Let me show you what I can do," versus "Let me show you what you can do." You know, and so when you can let go of some agenda, and Veronica, I want you to weigh in on this because I just went to a 2.5 day thing on it's called Conscious Conversations, but it's we had some interesting people. We had a guy who was a sniper for the CIA. We had a whole range of people, and what they were saying is if you can let go of your agenda, the world will reveal itself to you. And and what it'll reveal to you is ways in which you can help the world and yourself that you never imagined, and it's just waiting out there. And so part of what we talked about was stuff like quantum physics and everything, is that everything is connected, and the dark matter, and how there's a network of, Zoe probably knows about this, the dark space is really networked together. It's not emptiness.
Like synaptics.
Yeah, and so one thing we're doing here is having an effect, a galaxy away. And so if you can just take yourself out of what you're doing and try and let things reveal itself to you, they will. But a lot of people can't let go of that because they feel out of control. So I'd be interested if that's just bullshit stuff too.
Yeah.
Veronica,
you're right,
and then...
You're right, Dr. G. Yeah, you're right, Dr. G, because, not having an agenda is actually one of the key cornerstones of good coaching, really effective coaching. The coach is agendaless. See, understand that rescuers have a need for significance, right? That's why people enable and rescue is right. If they have a need for significance, but what happens is if they keep trying to get their needs for significance met through rescuing and enabling, eventually they get pissed off, right? And they turn into perpetrators because they're doing it not out of the goodness of just sharing and giving. They're doing it because they need to feel that need for significance.
Isn't that most mamas? I had that question set up. That's most mamas.
Yes.
To me, and motherfuckers are gonna be mad, but as I'm studying this shit, I see mamas.
Yeah.
The fucking, and correct me, Veronica, but there is an entitlement. There is an attitude of, I was in labor for 4 days. I deserve you to walk 4 miles for each day I was in labor. Do you understand? To me, there's a pathological, altruistic vibe mothers have.
Yes. Oh,
and this is why a lot of people can't divorce their mama. Mama done did some fucked up shit, and they can't unhook because it's mama.
Yeah. You just described most young black men.
I think it's a decision.
Go ahead. We listening.
We listening.
I think it's a decision that all mothers have to make. I know that I had to make a conscious decision when I became a mother to not be a martyr. Right? I didn't decide that.
Whoa.
Damn.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
I had to decide what that meant because I understood that you could easily subsume your identity in your children, and you could, children have endless needs, right? And if I knew that if I didn't design a life where they saw me getting my needs met, that they would design lives where they didn't get their own needs met.
Wow.
In other words, you have to model getting needs met. Otherwise, you're in martyrdom.
Damn. So basically, they modeled the pathology that the first teacher laid down.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Veronica Conway gets hotter with every phone conversation.
Yes, she does. Jesus.
That is so. That's fucking brilliant. That is. You know how many ghetto ass, horrible mothers.
But
are
Dad too.
No.
Dad's a little
No,
different.
No.
But his pathology is there too.
I'm talking about dudes. Well, when the last time you heard of a schoolyard fight start because somebody said your daddy blank?
That's true.
No,
that's
your
true.
mom.
Your daddy ain't shit. Nigga.
And also, don't just put.
You
that
don't know
on
my
the
daddy. My daddy come down here and whoop your ass, nigga.
Right.
Don't just put that on the hood either, because it's throughout society.
It's systemic, yeah.
Look at J. Edgar Hoover, his mother.
Oh wow.
You understand? That was he was a pure mama's boy. He could do it. He did a lot of the stuff he set up was because he wanted his mother's approval and all of this, and it's the same thing.
Right.
It's
and because we have this unrealistic expectation of altruism set for mom, the damage done when mom quits on the child. Because of the expectation. When you vision mom, you envision, okay, lioness, gonna fight the lions, gonna kill everything for me. And when mom hesitates to live up to that expectation for you, that's when the child has judgments and resentments towards the mom. Now, conversely, mothers have a do or die expectation of altruism from dad. I need you to protect me. I need you to protect the kids. I need you to jump in front of a bus if it'll pay this month's rent.
That's true.
Am I bullshitting?
That's true.
When does altruism go too fucking far? That's the purpose of this show. No fucks given. When can a man go, hey, listen, you crazy than a bag of snaps. I have no fucks to give to you right now. When can we do that in relationship? When it is a healthy thing to do when you're in a situation you go, wait a minute. You don't care about my time. You don't care about my being. You don't care about anything about me. But
And that's when you do it. That's when you pull it back.
But shit, you can't pull back. You got an obligation. How is the obligation tied to altruism, Doc?
Well, I think the obligation infects it and corrupts it, because what happens, the obligation then triggers guilt in you, and then it gets all really messed up. I think the key is, and Veronica weigh in, I think if we can go through an exercise of thinking of the people we love, and without their asking, if we can say what would help better them, and then be proactive about that without their having to ask. And I think if that was done mutually, if we could pause and say, if I'm in this relationship, I am here to enhance their life, not enable them. And if we got into the discipline of doing that, and to be able to think and do that before we're asked, I think it would change everything.
Wow.
So what obligation were you talking about, Zoe?
Hold on. We got to take, you hear that music?
Don't make me come across it.
Yeah, you hear this motherfucking music, don't you? Don't you?
I don't know who I don't know. I got 50 on a dark skinned dude. Just because he's dark skinned, though. I know
Just
Joe
'cause I'm
Knight.
dark skinned.
Yeah, I've never seen
This
I've
nigga.
never seen a dark skinned dude lose a fight to a light skinned dude. I just
You
never
haven't?
seen it in 50
Well, it
years.
has happened many times, nigga. Today might be your lucky day, nigga. Keep fucking up. Anyway.
You better go watch Superfly.
Right, nigga. Anyway, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to deal with more shit. Can Obamacare be seen as a type of psychological altruism? Or pathological altruism? I'm doing this for everybody to have medical insurance. You get into the contract. You look into that shit, see what they cover, what they don't cover, what you respond. Oh, this ain't no goddamn altruistic movement.
This is about making everybody get inoculations. This is about a grand freaking. You just trying to get it. You just trying to find everybody. That's all you do.
Hey, very powerful stuff. We'll be back in 2.2.
They can't help it, it's their fate we gotta suffer through. Listen to them spitting bullshit and rhythms, blatant cadence, self-defense mechanisms say we hating wrong.
Hi, I'm Bob Nalbandian, and be sure to watch my show Inside Metal, which airs live every Tuesday from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on T Radio V. I'm going to be bringing in the greatest heavy metal artists live right here in the studio. Once again, every week at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every Tuesday, right here at tradiov.com, Radio in TV.
Everybody knows that relationships, when they break down, can be extremely hurtful, disappointing, frustrating, and the cocoon was, the concept of it was created from a poem I wrote called The Human Chrysalis in my first book, The Rebirth of Seeds. And what I explained was, when you break up with someone, you need time and space to kind of flush out and process all of your feelings, all of your attachments, your evaluation of yourself, your evaluation of your partner, time to, almost take inventory of all of the things that you are accountable for. So in chapter 3, the cocoon is designed for you to go inside and work out these particular problems or issues, and not only work them out, but actually take ownership of them before you jump into something else with someone else. So we wanted to create this space of healing, this space of kind of internal inventory before moving into the next situation with unresolved relationship debris.
You gotta let it go. There's a better day waiting for you, for you, for you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Crazy Bone. Man, I'm the bum Keith G, man. And whenever you sitting at home and can't shake the monkey off your back, then just know every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. you can tune in to the Quick Fix and get your fix on, man. Right here on tradiov.com, baby. Radio and TV. How they gonna see us on the radio then? Radio, I don't know. Or is it TV and radio? But it's one of them. I gotta figure this radio and TV thing out though, bro. I don't understand. I'm gonna tell my mom how she gonna see us. Together.
Hey, my fellow thoughters out there. I'm Charles Shaughnessy. Check out my new show, Here's a Thought, with Charles Shaughnessy, August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. Now, you know I have a lot to say, but I want to hear what you have to say. So tune in, grab your phones, call me, tweet me, email me in the studio, and let's get this conversation going. Here's a Thought, starting August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. That's radio in TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
which is where I like to start all of these. With regard to giving, my wife and I have already set up our concept of big giving because we play Powerball only when it gets big. I don't play under 50 million. What the fuck am I going to do with 45 million bucks? I have, and everybody in here, yeah, if I hit Powerball, I got all, you're going to pay all your bills. I know you don't have any bills. I'm going to pay all y'all bills.
Except the white man. His bills are already paid.
I have, in this dream of mine, a give, but don't come back, nigga, clause. Okay? Here it is. Don't come back with what had happened was. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I paid your bills off. I left you like you were when you got out of high school. You don't have much, but you don't owe nobody shit. I left you right there. I don't want to hear your shit in 5 years. The other people I am tired of are ask-holes. Ask-holes. An ask-hole is an individual who will come to you for advice. You will give them that advice. They will ignore it, and 90 days or so later, come back and ask you for the same fucking advice. I do not deal with those people. I keep them out of my circle. I am a firm believer in the time of crisis, put your mask on first. I gotta put my mask on first, okay? Before I can, Zoe is my dude. Freeze is my dude.
I don't know these two niggas.
I don't know these two niggas. No, I do. Y'all cool, but y'all ain't on that level. Chris, these three people can come to me in a time of need and go, look, Geoff, I need X amount of dollars. And if it goes into my mortgage money, I got to give it to them because that's what they need. They are my friends. I have a very, very short list, and you can bet your sweet ass that before I put my children in jeopardy of being on the outside, I'm going to take care of my family. Before anything, you have to take care of what really, truly is yours. And the pain of the world is kind of mine, but before that, the well-being of my children is mine. It is the failure to fight the lions and the expectation of the spoils of the warrior that makes my ass itch. That goes out to the mothers who want to stand on the matriarchal mount and talk about what wonderful mothers you are, what motherhood is supposed to mean, and you ain't done none of that shit. Your kids is eating Spam and Jell-O while you out fucking some dude and using your child support money to buy his Harley parts. That's not you. And you do not get to expect the spoils of the single mother who really is doing what the hell she is supposed to do. You make God's ass itch and may flesh-eating gnats infest your weave.
Damn. Shit.
You are living basically you are living the social equivalent of the father, the absent father who shows up on high school graduation day talking about, you know I'm your daddy, don't you? You are basically living that same bullshit. And in closing, you are probably the same people who call your children your BFFs.
Wow.
If your child is your best friend, there's a great reason for that. It is because you have alienated all the adults that can see through your bullshit. And the only person that will be your friend is the motherfucker that depends on you to feed them. They don't really have a choice.
Okay, Geoff.
Okay, I'm done.
Damn.
Fuck.
That was a good rant.
Amazing.
Jesus.
That was good.
Amazing.
I was late because I was working on that.
But
Nobody
again,
buys that? Okay.
I saw you working on it. Again, altruism, like all ideas. I always say this. Wherever there's an idea, a concept, there's got to be an army set up to protect it and defend it. And typically what motherfuckers do is they don't go look for the fight. They don't wait for the fight to come to them. They go look for the fight. So take fucking Christianity. We're going to explore the world and help the heathens.
And introduce Christianity.
Right. Because you motherfuckers are primitive, and we are not. And we are here on a mission of mercy.
That was a land grab.
Right? But my point is, through altruism, it was Ayn Rand who said every fucking dictatorship on planet Earth used altruism. Hitler, everything about Hitler is altruism. The collective, sacrifice yourself for the collective good of Germany. Yeah? Mussolini. What is altruism? Altruism is saying you're sacrificing for not for a greater okay, but for a greater good. Right?
Greater okay.
So you get pulled into it thinking, I'm doing something of value, of meaning, right? This is good. Listen, in the relationship coaching that I do, I will tell everybody, you are to compromise, for sure. Compromise is one of the key elements to making that relationship work. But you're only supposed to compromise up to the line of where you begin to compromise you. When you compromise yourself, come on now, because who are you?
Who are you now?
Who are you now? I'm throwing me away.
Who
Fuck
are
that.
you?
Do you think altruism without clarifying what the other person you're being altruistic to, what their responsibilities are and what they're accountable for is bullshit. If you give it, if you're altruistic and you don't include that, then you're not helping them and it's bullshit.
That's what makes you a sucker. The definition of a sucker, well, my personal definition of a sucker, is any individual that respects a person, a place, or a concept more than that person, place, or concept respects itself.
Ooh.
That's why nobody wants to roll in with the town hall, because now you're respecting her vagina more than she did.
Damn.
That's what makes you a sucker. You're a fucking sucker.
Say more, Jeff, about how people disrespect themselves, because people listening may want to know more about that.
Okay, if you are part and parcel, dyed in the wool, a Christian, and you go to church and you give them your tithes over and over and over and over and over again, and you find out that Sister Flora is about to get put out of her house, and she has been tithing for 15 years longer than you, and the church and Bishop stands there in his gaiters and tells y'all that all y'all can do is pray, y'all been suckers for all that fucking time.
But you know what? An equivalent to that, right? You use Christianity. That's a great example. Somebody following me on Twitter right now, @ZoeWilliams, tweeted me a collection notice from church.
Yeah.
Say, pimp, you bit late on the tithe.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Somebody, when we talk about pathological altruism, right?
We should need some gators for seniors.
Now,
Day.
you can also apply that same analogy to fundamentalist Islam. You get on the bus with 18 pounds of plastic C4
And blow your
and in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, blow these motherfuckers up.
So you want to kill yourself? Can you drive?
You do it for God. Why would the omniscient source of all that is need to sacrifice your molecule of a being to make a point?
I'm the Almighty God, but I need you to blow some shit up.
Come on.
Right.
Using you.
Altruism gone wrong. Go ahead, man. Speak on it, Tony.
Don't they tell you that your family is blessed when you do that?
Really?
Yeah.
And you believe it?
They say your family will be forever blessed if you are, suicide bomber.
But you have to believe it.
But altruism is kind of like you giving blood until your ass starts turning yellow and you
just die.
And you pass out. Then you finally realize, oh, I gave too much blood.
But that's
by that time,
is that
it's
not
too late.
religion?
But by that time it's too late. You've already given it all.
In the words of Bono, and you give yourself away, and you give, and you give, and you give yourself away.
My question to you now is it possible, and I'm going to start with Veronica, we're going to go around the table. Is it fucking possible to give without an agenda. Because when you see the bombers blowing up buildings or buses or whatever, they do it for something. There's 70 virgins, nigga, on the other side of this. You understand? All with black eyes. There's 70 virgins, okay?
I want 70 bitches that don't know what they doing in bed.
So, but you see what I'm saying? There's always an agenda attached to some ideology. Is there a way to give selflessly without hope or desire for recompense? Veronica, and then Freez, everybody.
Well, I want to bring it back to what you're talking to about religion. And, I think it's fascinating the way that the masses get taught and conditioned and programmed that self-sacrifice is the key, while the powers that be never believe that self-sacrifice is the key. So if you think about it, you think like America's a Christian nation, right? Which means we turn the other cheek and we are, we follow in the footsteps of Jesus. But let me tell you, when the Twin Towers came down, we wasn't practicing Christianity.
Oh no.
We wouldn't practice white supremacy globally, right? And started invading nations, right? So I think you got to be real careful, because I think that the powers that be have programmed and trained us through the institution of religion so that we believe that self-sacrifice and martyrdom is somehow noble, but they never practice it.
Wow. Is altruism? Let me just do it this way. In intimate relationship, would altruism be acceptable? Should we sacrifice ourselves for our partners? Freez?
I don't know if you should sacrifice yourself necessarily for your partner, but for the betterment of you and your partner, both of you. You know what I'm saying? Not just, and I don't know if you can give without ultimately wanting something in return. I would hope that as human beings we could get to that point, and I think we could if we consciously made that effort.
Right. Well,
Kev?
Altruism, the word also goes back to other people, or that which belongs to other people. So in true altruism, if I have an abundance of something, or if I have more than I need, then I am holding that which belongs to someone else who doesn't have it. So
interesting.
Altruism in a relationship.
That's why you here, boy.
I thought I was just gonna see a doctor.
But altruism in a relationship is that same thing, other people. So it's to think about the other person other than yourself.
But isn't that empathy?
Yes, it's empathy, or to feel what the other person is feeling. But but to think about someone else is not necessarily the same thing. I can feel what you're feeling is empathy, but to think about you before or in coincidence with myself. So like Freez said, to sacrifice for the betterment of the relationship, that's when you're thinking about the other person. What?
I know the doctor's married. I know Freez. I'm gonna talk about you like you're not here. I know Freez. I know Mrs. Freez.
Mrs. Freez is cool, by the way. She cool
I
people.
gotta call her Mrs. Freez.
Mrs. Freez.
I have seen them interact. They are not unlike myself and my wife in that when you say, is there too much to give to this thing?
Right.
The concept is that I give selflessly because I know on the other end is another individual giving selflessly to this thing. So it's not about giving to get in return. It is about the understanding that we are both ride or die for this thing that is outside
Ride or
of us.
die. Yes,
Real
yes,
quick,
yes.
What do you think of the notion, everyone, that you're not giving until it hurts to give? Because if you have plenty and it doesn't hurt, you haven't given.
It doesn't hurt you.
And if you're not giving anonymously, so giving it has to be something that's special to you, and you're giving it, and you give it anonymously.
Exactly.
Without any kind of
with no ego attached to it.
Yes,
Yes,
need for acknowledgement.
I'm down for the anonymity, but to give till it hurt, I don't know about that pain.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Because if it hurts, then that means I'm attached to whatever I'm giving in the first place.
But what I see what the doc is saying, if it costs you a pound of flesh to give, right, it has more meaning. If it doesn't cost you anything, in terms it doesn't bother you. It doesn't register.
No, it could be.
I get what you're
Let's
saying.
say not getting our way when we're driven kind of hurts. But if you can but if you can not get your way in order to give to someone else, such as kind of listening to them all the way through before, I'm a big listening person, before you rush in with a solution that they don't want, that they don't need, that's driven by your ego and control. So it hurts to hold back and not give advice and solutions because that's what you're good at. When the other person doesn't want that, they want something more. That actually hurts.
Wow, this is powerful.
Right, and back
we
to
got to
the-
take a quick break. You hear the music, don't you?
I do hear the music.
You
but
just
it was
wanted
right on point.
You wanted to say something, didn't you?
I was just gonna say when you
gonna just say
you give and it hurts, and then you're anonymous about it hurting. That's really, you know what I'm saying. Don't say
anonymous
you
about
know
the
how
pain.
much it hurts to give to you. Don't say that. You don't.
You know how much it hurts me to give you this wonderful gift? You're not appreciative of it. We'll be back in a second.
I'm Laura Samoza.
I'm Sterling Gardner.
And we are Between the Sheets every Monday here, 3 p.m., tradiov.com.
T Radio V.
That's right, it's T Radio V, Radio in TV. What is that face?
He wants to see our hands.
That's Radio in TV. Wah, 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 wah.
We're not a couple.
Hi, this is Danny Woodburn, and you're watching T Radio V. Did it come up? Are you all right? There we go. He's good.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Crazy Bone.
Man, I'm the bum Keith G, man.
And whenever you sitting at home and can't shake the monkey off your back,
yeah,
then just know every Wednesday from 7 to 9
That's
p.m.
right.
you can tune in to the Quick Fix and get your fix on, man.
Right here on TRadiov.com, baby.
Radio and TV.
So how they gonna see us on the radio then?
Radio, I don't know. Or is it TV and radio?
But it's
one of them.
I gotta figure this radio and TV thing out though, bro. I don't understand. I'm gonna tell my mom how she gonna see
Get
us.
it together.
Hi, I'm Sheriff John Bennell. You're watching T Radio. Radio and TV? What? Perfect. That was perfect. Why are you asking me to do this after 12 drinks?
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
This is often due to a vicious cycle of learned helplessness, where individuals become incapable of being rational enough to see that sometimes it's better to step aside and let others help themselves, allowing them to develop the life skills necessary to be self-reliant. Pathological altruists are usually people prone to irrational levels of guilt because they've been shaped by another type of person throughout their lives, the narcissist. Since pathological altruists are repeatedly made to feel guilty for their own actions and feelings, they become obsessed with earning the approval of others around them. Rather than developing a sense of self-respect through attainment and self-knowledge, only through validation from others can the pathological altruist feel happy. While this type of person can often mean well, their own inadequacy can turn them into dangerous individuals that act without reason. Hence, the pathological altruist becomes addicted to self-righteousness that comes with unthinking obedience to authority.
Well, there are many people who would try to argue that it is organized Jewish interests that have somehow hoodwinked whites. And it's certainly true that Jews have very been frequently involved in the kind of liberal or revolutionary schemes that have resulted in this kind of denaturing of whites. But I think the problem is much deeper than that. there is something within whites themselves that seems to love feeling guilty, that seems to joy in the idea that they are the responsible for all of the harm that has befallen all other people. It is, I think, something that is unique to whites, this sense of wanting to take responsibility for everything that's gone wrong with the world, and to somehow believe that the world will even be a better place if we have disappeared. There are white people who, whether or not they believe this in their bones, actually speak in those terms. And this, to me, is frankly a mystery. I think, I don't know of any explanation, a single explanation, or even combination of explanations that account for this suicidal denaturing, this transformation of the way whites think about themselves. At this point, I've almost given up on trying to figure out where it comes from. I think it comes from something deep in our nature that makes us susceptible to this kind of thinking. But I'm optimistic and I'm confident that as more and more whites see the devastating consequences of their dispossession, that more and more of them will wake up and realize they do have a common destiny and that it's their duty to work together to defend that destiny.
Well, I'm going to come back and tell you exactly. That was a bunch of malarkey. And I'll tell you why. I can answer all of his questions. You know where it comes from? There is not a singular race on planet Earth, and we just got to tell the motherfucking truth here. I believe altruism is a byproduct of guilt from the white psyche. Because there's not a single race on Earth that has smashed on Earth like white folk have smashed. And I think altruism was just born out of the smashing. Like, for instance, you can apply the same shit that he just said to what Doc says when a motherfucker kills somebody, we put them on suicide watch. Because when you killing, you like, the power, I've killed, But then when you settle down, it's, fuck, I killed.
After you done turned green and ripped out your clothes.
Right. There's that moment where you realize the magnitude of what you've done. Now listen, you got motherfuckers on Miami Beach. I know this is going to sound like it don't make no sense, but you got a motherfucker on Miami Beach. You got motherfuckers on the beach out here wearing bikinis. You know why bikinis are famous? Because the white man went to a little island called Bikini Atoll. Mm-hmm. Said, listen, we're going to get all you native motherfuckers off of here. We're going to relocate your asses maybe 30 miles southwest of here or southeast of here. Somewhere. Yeah. We're the United States government. We get to do this.
Unimportant to the
Okay? We're going to talk to the king of the island. We can give y'all a little paper, a little piece of change. Thank you for letting us do something strange to your homeland. The motherfuckers go there, and they bring the atomic bomb testing there. And they test 30, 40, 50. Project Bravo. They blow a big-ass 200-foot hole. The radiation, we need something bigger than Hiroshima. They push the limits, right? The same people they relocated and gave altruism, gave money to, thank you for letting us use your island, 30 miles southwest, southeast, wherever. The wind carried the motherfucking ash and radioactive shit and still fucked them up.
Now they got 3 heads.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The shit white folk done unleashed, I believe, created this byproduct of, fuck, I'm guilty altruism. Is the only white man in here.
He's the only one qualified to.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
You white?
Yes.
Shit. Here we go.
Yeah.
They ain't ready for this, man.
Okay. White person.
Is that so? Is that according to the Klan? Is that if the Klan runs down on the hill?
No, that is according to the law.
No, I understand his terminology with him.
Before you hang me, according to the law.
Yeah.
White power. You Dave Chappelle? You the first black Klan.
Altruism came from, you saying it came from what the white people fucking up or whatever. you know, going back to the Dragon Moor and the Phoenix Moor, that's where that shit came from. The Phoenix Moor felt guilty about all the havoc that the Dragon Moors were wreaking on the earth, and that's why they started to hand over certain knowledge and power. They started to
The mystery schools.
The mystery schools. They started to let white people or Caucasian people into the universities. They started to give them knowledge, and this is where a lot of that started to come.
So you mean we the ones that let them read?
Yes.
Ain't that a bitch?
Absolutely. Where you think phonics come from? It's
Phoenix.
The Phoenicians.
Yeah.
Those black people. Those brothers.
It's our shit.
Yes.
Purple.
Feeny. That's where the word phone comes from. Phonetics. Phoenicia.
It's good shit, man. But I still believe
you can believe
that German, hey, that French dude came up with altruism because, again, there's a burden for causing so much fucking havoc. There's a burden. There's a toll. So then you say, okay, I need to do something for people because listen, part of the mystery school knowledge teaches if you do something that's negative, you got to undo that shit or some shit don't come back. Because the pendulum, get the Kabbalion when it talks about the pendulum swinging, right? And the masters know how to stop the pendulum in the middle. The laymen just move with the pendulum. Oh, it's good, it's fucked up. It's good, it's fucked up. The masters know how to stop it in the middle because they balance what they do. Speak on it, Jeff. I know you can't. Or Tony B. Whichever one of you motherfuckers.
Okay, well, you
Karma, nigga.
Fuck me up with that pendulum shit.
I'm sorry.
I just think that it's a little short-sighted to do either. To either go, you know what, the white man did not invent barbarism. The white man did not invent conquering. The white man, blah 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 blah, because we did it first.
That's what he just said.
Yes. Here's my short-sighted part of that.
Go ahead.
There are no Dragon Moors to date or on record that I know of who came up with a plan either on purpose or accidentally that could destroy the planet. The very planet.
The whole
The
thing.
whole fucking thing. The whole thing. They just wanted to take it over. If they couldn't take it over, they wasn't ready to just kill every fucking body. That's not your fault. I know you didn't know that. But I'm just saying. You ever say I'm just saying because you can clean up any bullshit you just said? You know, your baby got a big fucking head.
The whole thing. The whole thing.
The whole fucking thing. You seriously are going to compare the barbarism of the Dragon Moors to Oppenheimer's invention?
What he said was, I was counteracting what he said is that they started altruism because they were guilty for what they did.
I said maybe. I didn't say they did it.
Boy, you're all talking for me. Doing a good job.
How
Thank you
am
very
I
much.
doing? The spirit of that conversation from every brother I get it from after, is that, you know what? You can't say that the white man did it because we did it first. Nigga, you didn't do it like that.
So Dr. G, Tony B, Veronica Freez.
No, I'm really thinking about this because coming to this show, even on the thing, why is a white man on a black show? So, you know, none of us are getting paid. I mean, so is this altruism? Is this guilt? I'm really digging, even in front of you, I'm trying to figure this out. So am I doing this because, you know, I owe it back to you, or I took jobs away from you? I mean, I don't know. I'm getting kind of emotional because I want it to be for good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think part of it is, you know, that, you know, I think I've mentioned before, I was in the OJ trial with the prosecution, and I discovered my own kind of covert racism that I don't think I overtly was prejudiced, but you know, when I talked to some of my black friends after the not guilty verdict came down, you know, and I realized that they had been feeling, you know, the black people were rejuvenated. You know, we finally beat the Gipper, and
we got his ass.
Yeah, we got his ass. And when I realized that how much I hated that feeling because it seemed unjust, and I realized that my black friends had been living it their whole life, and that I didn't. And it was one of them said, I said, why didn't you tell me it was so bad? He said, because you didn't want to know. So that's kind of it's not an overt prejudice, I hope, but covert was just as bad. It bothered me terribly. And then and also I think why I'm here is because I think talented, hardworking people, but you have to be talented and hardworking, maybe just hardworking. Everybody deserves their shot, and so I think to be marginalized and pushed aside and disregarded from reasons not of your doing, I think you deserve your shot. And part of that is much less than any of you guys. I mean, I'm somewhat marginalized in the sense that I'm not like most psychiatrists I know. I'm not like most doctors I know. I'm not like, I guess, most white people I know. I'm not like most black people I know. So I know what it's kind of like to feel sort of marginalized, and where I'm lucky, where many of you aren't, is I seem to be invited everywhere, meaning I guess I don't offend too much, but I don't belong anywhere. So
Wow.
So on a good day, I feel I can go anywhere because I respect, and I don't think I'm high maintenance. Maybe I am. Talk to my wife, but I don't belong anywhere. So on a good day, it feels like I can go anywhere. On a bad day, it feels like, is this just I've been doing this for a year and a half. Is this just another place I don't belong?
Wow. That's deep.
You know, so
That's good shit, mother.
I don't know.
Hey, Veronica Conway, jump in here. I know you got something right behind it. That's heavy.
Well, I really appreciate the thoughtfulness and the introspection, Dr.
Yes.
G. That's a really
Yes.
powerful thing. My thing doesn't directly correlate with that. What I was going to say, I think, it's interesting. White folks have taken their fear of genetic annihilation, right, that they experience because, interacting with black and brown people basically wipes out the population. Right, the whole planet would be brown in a couple of generations. But they've taken that and they've externalized their fear and rage, right, and sort of unleash it on the world, whereas I think we take our fear and we internalize it, right? We internalize racism. We internalize self-hatred. And that's what I think the difference is. I think at a certain point, as black folks, we've got to stand up and stop internalizing everything and, start knocking some heads.
That's good shit. Freeze, and then, who did I say? I said Tony B?
Yeah.
Tony B, hurry up, man.
Well, when we look at
I love Tony
altruism
B.
in this day and time, I mean, it looks so much different than what our ancestors would have did. I know you talk about the Moors, but in this generation, even the people who are altruistic, we've got the media, we've got everything. So if you're doing something good for people, you're getting it on the back end. See, it's the true altruist who is not known, who gives that nobody sees. That's the one you could truly say is personifying that energy.
Mm-hmm.
But in this day and time, that ain't the case, not at all.
Well, there are people who are like that and people who are not. I just wanted to get back to Geoff really quick. I'm not saying, dude, that the Moors just treated white people bad. The Moors enslaved everybody. Slavery was a business. And they enslaved Africans, they enslaved Caucasians, they enslaved everybody. So
They ain't putting that shit in a book.
Yeah, but the thing
fuck?
is, what Zoe was talking about, when you do something, there's the karma, the pendulum swing. See, what Caucasians do with the science now, they understand the pendulum swing, and they sidestep it by telling you both truth. They tell you the truth, and they put out some bullshit. So when you grasp onto the bullshit, then it's your fault. It's not their fault.
Right, because they can always say, well, I put the I
Yeah,
told you.
I put it out
Wow.
there. So, and that relieves them. That relieves them of their karma. See, we didn't do that. We just smacked the shit out of people and held on to the knowledge, and then we was like, oh shit, damn, this is fucking up every damn thing. We got to actually teach some people how to live and how to survive and how to use this shit. So then we slowly started letting people in, slowly here, and this is how they came up on the information. So when you talk about the
Go ahead, finish. And then
yeah, so when you talk about white people having this or Caucasians having this karma coming back on them for doing all this bad shit, they don't really have that.
but seriously, white guilt is real. Am I bullshitting?
White guilt is real, but
that shit is
just
real.
like they're dragging Moors, they're dragging white people, and they're Phoenix white people. There's some,
This is a Phoenix white guy right here.
Yeah, there are benevolent Caucasian people that just truly want to help you, and then there's the other people who just want to fuck up your shit. That's the same thing in everything, dude. You got to balance in everything that you do, and the fact that or melanated people keep focusing on the shit that the recent history of how they've been fucked up, it constantly keeps them in jail and locked up from being who they truly are and who they truly could be.
Right. Freeze.
I think the key for me, and I could be wrong, but I think the key is being anonymous. If you want to really give, if you really want to help, if you're looking for something in return, then you can't be anonymous. If you are anonymous, then don't just be anonymous. Give to give, and don't once you're trying to get props for giving, that's a sign.
Hey, Doc, speak to the fear of being nobody. To piggyback on his point, there's a great fear of being nobody, right?
Yeah,
Somebody versus nobody. Say that.
Well, you know what's happened is with all this instant celebrity where you don't have to have any talent, what's happened is most of the world are anybody's. But everyone is going after being somebody, because if you feel like anybody, you feel like nobody. And the majority of people are anybody's. And but the world is sort of saying, in fact, I'm actually speaking to the head of anti-terrorism at a big thing, because I think part of the attraction of ISIS for vulnerable people is, you an angry nobody?
Right.
They're going to make you somebody.
And Geoff.
Yeah.
Two things. One, the only reason that I disagree with giving anonymously, especially among black people who have, is because that's the first thing they say to defend the squandering of their money that everybody knows about. Oh yeah, I just bought 2 Bentleys. Oh yeah, I got well, what about the poor people? Well, I do shit you don't know about. Well, I know when you fuck your money off. Why don't I know? You need to let me know. You need to counteract. For every Bentley you own, there needs to be a computer lab in an inner city school.
That's right.
And I need to see that.
That's right.
So I need to see that given.
Yes.
That's my only issue with
Yes.
that. With regard to you and asking, do you even belong here? You absolutely belong here because you don't belong there. If you did belong amongst the grandiose, stealing, lying motherfuckers that I have in my head of those people, like when the revolution starts, I got you. I'm gonna get you. If you did belong over there, you would not belong here. Because of the places you go, that you could so easily fit in, that you could so easily jump into the bullshit that they're saying that you know is bullshit, and you don't. And that energy makes you feel like you don't belong there. You do belong here. That's what, yeah.
Good shit.
Cry later. Cry later.
Laugh now, cry later, bitches.
But I have a confession and something because there is a part of me that comes here because I feel this kind of guilt, and to what we said about significance before, there is a part of me that I hate to admit it. There's a certain grandiosity. Look at me, I'm so caring and whatever. I think hopefully the only thing that protects me from being a perpetrator is that if people reject anything that I give them, I don't get pissed off. I mean, it's like once given, gone, and so But I do have to own up to the fact that there is a certain grandiosity, probably because I think when you feel you don't belong anywhere, you feel very small.
Wow.
And so I think some of that is, I plead no contest, is that this is a way for me to temporarily not feel so small.
Wow.
See, we just bonded right there.
But you see what's so real? You know what's so real about that? You got a lot of motherfuckers, so-called, leaders who are afraid to be as real as Dr. G was right now.
Absolutely.
And they'll be sitting on their high horse. The horse is painted red, black, and green, and they'll be talking all this shit.
Red, black, and green.
Right? They'll be talking all this shit condescending. I'm going to tell you right now.
Motherfucker.
Well, I'll save that for the fucking final thought.
But it's your honesty. Right. You see what I'm saying? It's honesty. Being honest. That's all people really want. You don't have to think like I think, but be honest in how you think.
Right. Stand on your shit.
So I know where you stand and where we stand together. If you're truthful, then I know I know how to interact with you. But most people are hiding. Most Caucasians are hiding that.
That's why taking down the flag was a huge fucking mistake.
Yes.
It didn't really mean shit.
It doesn't mean
nothing.
shit.
It don't really mean shit.
Nothing.
All you niggas out there, yeah, Dr. Brown,
oh
you
my God.
dumb
All they did was
motherfucker.
they did was take down the marker.
If this is a war,
exact
you
right.
if this is a war, you just took down the marker of a target. That's what you did. You dumb
All right, listen, we
motherfucker.
got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it.
I'm sorry.
Relationship Dismount is a book that I created. It's a breakup and makeup book. But what's interesting about this particular book is I used gymnastics to come up with a concept based off of sticking the landing. Everybody knows that in a gymnast's routine, one of the most important and crucial to the success of that routine is how they end it, how they finish it. And I decided to come up with the concept of relationship dismount using this metaphor. Sticking the landing, how you end it is how you begin it moving forward. So we wanted to take that metaphor and really expound on it in the context of intimate relationships.
Hey, hello, this is David Faustino, and you are watching T Radio V. Do you see what I'm saying? It's television crossed with radio. It's all together. It's weird. Radio's in the middle of it. It's amazing. You're watching it. Go.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Hey, I'm Dean Cain, and you are watching T Radio V. I'm watching it too. Right now. Seriously.
Brad is actually here right now.
I don't have the... Ready?
Action.
Oh, monsters! Monsters!
You.
Oh, that means me.
It's gonna take the unreal mind. To be honest with you, I like being down there a little more because my head was...
Candy corn monsters, boom!
Hi, I'm Kristen Renton, and I don't know what I'm saying. This one's World Animal News.
Right, here we go. Oh, I'll just... It's not a real wall.
I mean, unless you fake it. I had a contest on night calls, and they were all peeing everywhere. Everyone's like, can I get another Diet Coke? Yeah.
We want to do more.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
So, today's topic, pathological altruism, which is really just a fancy way of saying, I give to get, right? I help to help myself, right? That's really what it's about. I help to help myself. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this topic, because I knew it was wide-ranging, and it would cover a bunch of stuff, right? You could look at the government as pathologically altruistic, right? I'm creating welfare systems and welfare states so I can keep the society stratified, right? Right? Or I'm giving free education, which is diet knowledge, because I'm not teaching you how to think. I'm teaching you what to think. I'm more indoctrinating you and programming you so you can integrate into society to keep it going. But because the school is free, you think I've given you a gift. When in actuality, I've given you a life sentence. Right? The thing that hurts the most is the way we interface with the social game rules of our society is the way we interface in relationships. We are cold-blooded relationship brokers. Just like altruism has a payoff, relationships have a payoff. When's the last time you seen somebody get in a fucking relationship without an expectation for a payoff? I just want to enjoy, I want to experience, I want to learn, I want to grow. That's it. I don't want anything else. What the fuck are we doing always comes up. Where's this going? What is this about? Am I wasting my time? I've been with you for years now. When are we taking the next step? You're not taking this serious. Right? In a way, if I'm going to take the next step, you gotta make me absolutely certain that I will never need another woman. Are you up to the challenge? Right? We've got all this baggage, this ideological baggage. It's the inflexibility of our ideas. Not only the inflexibility, but most of us inherent inflexible ideas that we never challenge, that we never vet. How do you vet it out? First off, discover who you are. And if that shit feels like a cheap ass jacket from Aardvarks, right? A cheap ass thrift store coat right around the navel area, then it don't fit you. But nobody wants, if there's fear there, if I challenge this shit, my mama gonna be mad. My daddy's gonna be mad, right? We inherit these ideas and they become a burden, right? They become a burden. At the end of the day, to be in unconditional love means just that. There are no conditions. Ideas are the conditions by which we interface. So now, I want a meaningful relationship with a person. I don't get it because I'm really fucking the shit out of this idea of what I think I'm supposed to have in this intimate relationship. If a motherfucker could just line up to that, if that girl lined up to this, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of this idea, man. Right? Then we're disappointed. Ideas come with expectations. Expectations unfulfilled leads to disappointment, leads to frustration, resentment, unforgiveness. We don't even know what unforgiveness is anymore. That's a spiritual sacrifice. The spiritual component of what we should be doing is gone because everything is about fitting into the social construct so we can now be labeled as normal. Right? We're normal now. We made it. We're here. And we're supposed to be unfulfilled. We're supposed to be unhappy. We're supposed to be resentful. Everyone else is. We made the quota.
I want my t-shirt.
Right. Where's my bumper sticker for making it to normalcy? Right? I love us, but we've got to just scruff off all of this excess and start to see things for what it is and not for what we want it to be. Just what it is. Robert Anton Wilson, the guy who wrote Prometheus Rising. He has something out there called maybe logic. Just look it up on YouTube. He's since dead. But maybe logic. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. He said if the world would just give up is and shift to maybe, tomorrow we would wake up 50% saner. If we just shift to maybe. This is the rightaholics. I'm doing this, and there's no truth in what we're doing. There's just the desire to be paid back for what we've done. Relationships will inherently be problematic as long as we stay in that space. I'm Zoe Williams, and that's my final thought. Again, I want everybody to promote their stuff, but listen. Oh, Jesus, I'm so excited about this, man. This book is back, man. Listen, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have the physical copies, start mailing them out. I'm just so excited. Listen, if you want to get your pre-order, I have 17 copies of The Rebirth of Seeds. If you pre-order a physical copy right now, when the physical copies come in, I will put a Rebirth of Seeds in there with it for free. Please go to my website, I am Zoe Williams, and pre-order your physical copy, or go to Kindle, right? Amazon Kindle, and download the Kindle version. And please write a review. What happens if they write a review, Doc?
Yeah, if in the next, we're already in a week. If the next couple weeks he can get 200 reviews, it bumps it up.
Wow.
And so I can tell you, it may not be, if you don't even have the book, if you believe in Zoe and you believe in what he's writing and you see the introduction, and it doesn't have to be all 5 stars. It can be 5 or 4 or whatever. Be honest, but we need to support him. In fact, my fight. You don't even introduce me as you go around. I've written a lot of forwards because I have some best-selling. I am proudest of the forward and of this book of anything I've ever written.
Wow.
Damn. Forward. Really, I'm proud to be associated with it. So you got to support him. You got to go check it out.
Much respect, Doc. I appreciate that. Veronica Conway, you're on the phone line. Tell us right now where they can find you.
Yes, veronicaconway.com, and my social media is all things Veronica Conway. Hit me up.
Perfect. Freez Luv, where are you at?
Freez Luv, hit me up at Freez Luv Comedy on Twitter. Also, I'm going to be at the Brea Improv this Wednesday. That's July 15th. Come check me out headlining at the Brea Improv.
Excellent. Kevin, we going to be at the park on Friday getting in this boxing. No, go ahead, man.
Yeah. So go ahead and get that booty boxing, the 8-week home system. That's udemy.com/bootyboxing, and the promo code is ZoWhatShow. Or go on YouTube and hit the online video classroom, Real Nagas. That's ReelNagas.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Doc?
Okay, just check out Just Listen and go to GoulstonGroup.com. If there's a button there, free resources. You click on that, you get all sorts of free goodies if you like this. And do support Zoe.
Thank you. Geoff Brown, legend.
The new YouTube series, Geoff Brown. Dig that. Look for this ignorant shit starting next week.
Geoff Brown.
And these 2 people are gonna hold my hands through a book. It's called Jeff's Brownies.
We're gonna make it happen, brother. We're gonna make it happen.
I got offers in stereo.
You feel me? Hey, Tony, be conscious, man. Where can they get your shirts, your apparel? Get the microphone, man. 2 minutes.
Conscious int. ConsciousEnt.com. You can hit me up at Tony_B_conscious. That's my Instagram. I'll be in Atlanta all weekend at the Brave New Voices Poetry Festival.
Yep.
So come through if you in the ATL.
Yep.
All them supporters.
Yep. Where they gonna get the nigga shirt?
ConsciousEnt.
ConsciousInt.com. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Where's the bomb?
Hey, yo, we'll be back next week with another heat. Appreciate everybody tuning in. The Zoe What Morning Show. It's what we do. Holla.
Peace.
I got the candles lit and bubble bath in the tub, cause I love how it bring out the passion when we start from your forehead, cause every part deserve a kiss. Give it to you good until your body go through turbulence. Took a few losses to gain, but we was learning in. Now we on the same team balling, cause we done earned our wins, for real. Your place in my heart remain permanent. Forget about the haters in the hell that they burning in. His and hers, 6'4" Chevys, what we turning in. John like the way we live, they know who turn it is. Had to cleanse my spirit for sight to clear up. Had to use faith to condition and put the fear up.
You are watching T Radio V, Radio and TV.